Hi, I was editing the video that you are watching now, and the whole first clip is out of focus, and it's the intro, so that's really cool. So I'm coming in now, and I'm here to say that I decided for this week's video to read 3 books under 300 pages, in a little vlog, maybe to give you some inspo for some short reads to help with your reading challenge, etc. And I just wanted to let you know that the books that I'd chosen to read were The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han, The Abortionist's Daughter by Elizabeth Hyde, and The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. You really don't miss much. I waffle a lot, and it's so out of focus I couldn't include it. So this is me introing the video. I hope you enjoy. Okay, I'm halfway through The Summer I Turned Pretty. And I'm so confused because I get that it jumps back and forth and we see like different parts of different summers, etc. I'm like, it jumps back to different ages, but why doesn't it jump back to like the earliest age and then go up? Because it went down, then it went back up, and now it's gone down again. But like, I'm at the point where she's met Cam and I'm just like becoming a bit more confused. Like, it's a good little story, but, like, I don't get it. Not really understanding the hype so far, though I did get a bit giddy over, like, Conrad's possessiveness, so I kind of enjoyed that, because that's a trope I quite like. Yeah, halfway through, and it's, like, 3 o'clock, so it's cool. But then I spent so many nights just feeling sorry for myself. Anyway. So, what is the time? It's 6 o'clock on the first day. I read the Summer I Turned Pretty series. I'm not going to tell the ratings until the end because I don't know how to read it. I also don't know how to feel about it. It's like a part of me wants to read the rest of the series like right now, and then the other part of me doesn't get the hype because I just don't get it. Like, I liked it, I didn't love it, and I didn't hate it, but I kind of disliked it. I don't like how it goes from like the last of summer where Jeremiah, Conrad and Belle are all swimming in the pool, and then all of a sudden it's winter time in literally the last chapter and Conrad's picking her up on the corner. Like, obviously I get how they got there, but like I don't get it. It all happened, like, it resolved very fast, and I really hate fast resolutions. Anyway, we move. The Abortionist's Daughter by Elizabeth Hyde. But the text is so small. Why is the text so small? But I'll start this one after my shower. I don't have low expectations, but my expectations aren't as hyped as they were for this one. Simply because I've never heard anyone talk about the second one. So we'll see how that goes. Teehee. I've decided I'm going to start The Midnight Library. I'm going to start The Midnight Library. I still haven't finished The Abortionist's Daughter, but I will give you an update. It's kind of boring, but at the same time, when I get into reading it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is kind of alright. It's very all over the place, and it goes from like now, like present day to past very intermittently, and then it will be in the past, and then it will start telling an anecdote, and then it will go back to the past, and then back to... It's all over the place. I'm on part 2 out of 3 parts. Slowly but surely I'm getting there. It's just taking a fat while. So I'm gonna start this one tonight. So much I can read until I want to go to sleep. I'm like almost 100 pages into The Midnight Library, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Quite like the unexpected twists when she travels back and forth, because when she went to the chapter called Fire, I honestly thought she would have been there for a long time. She wasn't, because there's a whole rest of the book, so I was like kind of shocked as well. I was like, oh my god, I didn't expect that to happen. So and I do have Matt Haig's How to Stop Time, so if I rate this above 3 stars, then I'll definitely move that to like up on my thingy, because I quite enjoy his writing. But I'm quite enjoying this quite a lot, and it's also really easy to read. So like with The Abortionist's Daughter, which is not simple at all, though I am 2/3 of the way through that at 63%, and it is getting so much easier to read. I'm not gonna lie, I think as the story sort of develops and you don't really know who did it, it becomes more intriguing and less waffly. At the beginning, it's so waffly. We go to Goodreads. I have. It's taken me 4 days. I have finally finished the free 300-page books, and now I'm going to give you my final thoughts. I have finally finished the free 300-page book, 3 books under 300 pages. And although I've been filling in my Goodreads, I haven't given them a final rating, simply because a lot of people, like book vloggers and stuff that I watch, they tend to wait and then give a rating because usually your opinion changes over time. You just saw me finish The Midnight Library, so we're going to talk about the other 2 first, and then I'll tell you my ratings. So I'm literally going to do the ratings just as I go. The first book I read was The So I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han, and I didn't get the hype. It's a lovely book and I enjoyed it, and I thought it was really cool. I don't get how so many people are like, oh my god, I love this book. However, I am interested, Colour Me Purple, to read the other 2 books to see what happens. Like, I need to know what happens between the 3 of them. So for that, I'm going to actually give it a 3 stars. It's not groundbreakingly amazing, but it's a really easy book. If you're in a reading slump, I would probably recommend this book. It's like a childhood friends to lovers with 3 people, Jeremiah, Belly and Comrade. The next book I read, well, finished I guess, is The Abortionist's Daughter by Elizabeth Hyde. Before I read this, I was glancing through some reviews on Goodreads and everyone had rated it 1 or 2 stars. Like, a lot of them were 1 or 2 stars, and they said about how she had used abortion as a way to like get like more reads, etc, etc. I didn't mind the book. At the beginning it's really freaking slow, so unbelievably slow, but once you get past part 1, I actually kind of enjoyed it. I think parts of it were a bit weird and I was like, why is the book writing about this? I feel a bit indifferent, so I'm gonna rate it 2.5 stars rather than a 3. But I think it deserved more. I think it deserved more than 2 stars, but not 3, because it's not one that I would like casually recommend. And then of course the last book in this little reading vlog, readathon thing, is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I actually love this book. I loved the inclusions of like philosophy, and there were I wish I like was annotating as I read it, because there are so many like one-liners that I thought were really cool. I also just loved the premise of the book. I've never read a book that's like this, and I think that for one gives it at least 1 star. 2 stars for the one-liners that I really want to highlight and just wish that I could retain them in my head to say them to other people. 3 stars for a well-written woman from a male author. Imperative. It's a cute story. I really enjoyed it, but I think it's worthy of more than a 3 star. So on Goodreads you can't like do halves.
lol. So I'm gonna give it 4 stars. This might go down to 3 stars the more I read over the year, but I'm really impressed with it. I actually really enjoyed it, and it was sort of like transported. Like I felt myself going to different places every time Nora went to different places. Like, it's really cute, and it's quite sort of existentialist in a very simplistic fiction way. So that rounds off my first reading vlog, reader along thing for 2023. I read 3 books under 300 pages. I just don't know how to feel about the book.